Welcome back, everyone, to the VAR Room, where Americans talk soccer. I'm your co-host today, Idris, and alongside me, Jun. How are you doing today, Jun?
Doing good, Idris.
Today we have a very special guest. He's a United fan. He goes by the name of Josh. How are you doing today, Josh?
Hey, yo, what's up, bro? The name is Josh here, and my DJ name is Spicy P. I'm doing well. Thank you, Idris.
Well, we took a break last week. You know, international break be dead. Nobody be watching that. We didn't watch that, so we took a break. And I hope you guys enjoyed the break. But now we're back with some more content. You know them way there.
We back again.
Back again. So we're going to go through this week's games. I know there's still 2 games to go. Villa, Fulham, and United versus Brighton. But we're going to go through the ones that have been played this week. And we're kind of going to talk about the rebuild phase between Spurs, Arsenal, and United. So let's start with this week's games. The first game was West Brom versus Chelsea, and man, Chelsea got it handed to them by West Brom. But what are your thoughts, Jun?
West Brom versus
Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Yeah.
All right, here's what I thought. Ready?
Mark still has a lot left.
Okay, never mind. That's some advertisement. I was gonna play some DJ air horn for radio shows, but what a bad timing for advertisement here. But hey, man, that was West Brom went Barcelona on them. Chelsea. Damn, what the hell happened, dude? Chelsea. Honestly, that shouldn't have been a red card, man. Silva.
I don't know. He kind of got, and Josh, let me know your thoughts on this one, but he kind of got away with the first challenge where he got his first yellow. I think that was a goal scoring opportunity, and he should have got a red. Ball don't lie. Ball don't lie. What are your thoughts, Josh? What do you think about that incident? Did you see the Silva incident?
Yeah.
I think Josh is on mute.
It was Spicy P. Spicy P, where you at? He's watching the video right now.
Man. But yeah, I still think ball don't lie. You know, that he was bound to get sent off.
So did he get a yellow card for that? The first incident?
He got a yellow card for the first one, and the second one, it's a foul. But I think, it's kind of harsh as a second yellow. But I think it's kind of fair in that sense that he should have gone to begin with in the 5th minute anyway.
Yeah,
that's how I see it.
I just felt like there was just a small contact, and it was not even okay. Yes, it was a little late to the challenge, but Silva was facing away from the ball as he's fearing the ball might hit his face, and he has his feet wide, which is not really dangerous for the other player. But other player, obviously EPL, everyone has a Grammy award, best in acting, So goes down, and referee obviously reacts to that, and that I think that was a tipping point for Chelsea. That's where everything turned,
Right.
shambles, and yeah, I don't know. Yeah, what are your thoughts on Timo Warner, guys? Like, he seemed pretty clueless once again. Seemed like his goal scoring ability wasn't there. Yeah, what are your thoughts, guys? Let's start with Idris.
Well, I think his confidence is shattered, really shattered, and that showed with the assist he gave to Mason Mount. And name me one striker in world football. Just name me one striker in world football.
Conor McGregor.
that will have a chance to tap it into the net and hold the ball and square it to someone else to score. I can't. I'm struggling. Even Yaya Sanogo will score that chance. That's how shit Timo Werner's confidence is, and maybe EPL is just too tough for him. And I've discussed this with Jun a few times on our previous episodes. Maybe he's not finding the space that he used to find in Germany, where he can just use his pace, his 99 pace speed merchant to score goals, and he was getting chance after chance. Like, his conversion rate is shocking. And he missed a sitter against North Macedonia. Like, that sounds like a fucking cookie. How do you miss a sitter against like a cookie keeper, bro? Like, his confidence is in the ground, and I think Chelsea fans will have to be patient with him, but I really don't see where he's going to get that confidence from when he's not putting in those kind of chances and he's giving assists. You know, he's supposed to be their 20-goal-a-season striker because Chelsea don't have a 20-goal-a-season striker. He's supposed to be that guy, but right now he's not that guy, and I just see Chelsea fans not keeping the same energy. I know when Pepe came, they said, well, we can't give him time. He's supposed to do this. Other players, I see them giving Martial shit, but now it's like, let's give Werner time. Nah, keep the same energy, my friend. Keep the same energy. So
Keep the same energy.
Yes. Well, what are your thoughts, Josh?
Well, actually, I have a question for you guys. Do you guys think Chelsea had an actual good striker after Drogba?
I don't think they did, and I think if you look at Drogba's numbers, he did score in big games for them. But
right.
if you just look at the stats, the numbers
wasn't impressive.
They're not impressive. Like I think that's what's wrong with Chelsea in the sense that they've gone from a system where they had midfielders who can score and carry. Like Lampard was banging in banging in like 20 goals a season, and they didn't really have to rely on that striker. And now they've gone from that model to relying on strikers and their wingers. Like their midfield has scored like 1 goal this season from midfield.
Yeah.
I mean, apart from penalties, because Jorginho is a penalty merchant. But apart from that, their midfield is not scoring. So now they're over-reliant on the strikers, which they're not doing. Morata flopped. Higuain flopped. Torres flopped. Torres was the hardest striker in Premier League. He went to Chelsea, he flopped. Like, something has to be up with Chelsea, you know? And I think what do you say?
What about Hazard?
His numbers too weren't. He did get assists. He did change games for them, but like his numbers weren't as impressive. When I think about impressive strikers, I look at the Agueros, the Harry Kanes. Even though I don't like Spurs, Harry Kane, he's guaranteed to bag 20 goals a season. That's guaranteed. Yeah. That's literally guaranteed. 20 goals. He's on 19 right now. He's guaranteed 20 goals a season. Aguero, before his injuries, 20 goals a season. Guaranteed. Even Jamie Vardy, he's guaranteeing 18 to 20 goals a season. Those are like strikers. And I don't see Chelsea don't have that type of striker. They haven't had that type of striker in a while. They kind of share the goals.
I also feel like Hazard is more of a wing than a striker. So Chelsea probably, I think they actually had good luck with wings so far. But the thing is, with strikers, definitely, I don't know, if there was a better striker than Drogba. Maybe there was, Mbaba, because he scored against the Liverpool, against Norwich, that famous goal that he had.
Yeah.
But I don't even know, if there was a very, very good striker since him. So it must be, a curse from Chelsea, from what I think, or... Yep.
I think it is a curse from Chelsea, personally. I think it's really... They've ruined so many strikers. Torres came in 50 mil, hottest striker, flopped. Morata he wasn't that great, but he will still give you 15 goals, flopped. Higuain, world class, flopped. Lukaku, they didn't even give him a chance. But look at him now. Right. It's like,
right.
It has to be there has to be something going on there.
I feel like they always been stacked with too many good players, and they just don't really figure out. They always seem confused at the end of the season, and just too much abundance, and too much of these players get high price tags on them, so too much pressure on them as well. So yeah, I don't think there was a really a striker figure since Drogba, but yeah, there were a lot of wingers that did a decent amount of job and did score goals, but yeah. Striker, I don't know. It seems like even this season, they don't really have that clear striker figure. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
But that's enough of Chelsea. You know them way there. So let's go to Leeds versus Sheffield United, and it looks like Sheffield United they're getting relegated. Good win for Leeds, 2-1. What were your guys' thoughts on that game?
Josh?
Well, I think that it was it was a pretty well-deserved win for Leeds. I personally didn't see Sheffield United even winning this game, but turns out it was pretty close to, Osborne scored in the very at the end of the first half, but then of course Phil Jagielka would of course score an own goal right afterwards. So I think it was a pretty simple win for Leeds.
Yeah, man. I Sheffield they're muds right now. They changed the coach to Hacking Bottom. Seriously, like I don't think sacking the manager was a good idea because it hasn't really changed anything, and the lineup seems pretty similar, and it was one of the situations that managers just took the blame. And yeah, they did put up a good fight in the beginning. Osborne, I haven't seen Osborne like much at all this season, but scored a goal. And yeah, honestly, McBurney and McGoldrick, they get so much playing time. They got to score, man. They got to do better. And good goal by Jack Harrison. And unfortunately, they lose this game with the own goal. So at this point, I don't think Sheffield United is going to be in the Premier League. They might have to rebuild once again in Championship, and then come back. What are your thoughts, Idris?
I think it was. I feel for Sheffield United, and I have to agree with you. I think we've reached a stage in modern football where it's like the manager it's easier to just change a manager and not do anything. I personally think if Sheffield went down, Chris Wilder is still the only person that can get them back up. That's my belief. Because I think he is a good manager. Like the games of Sheffield I've watched this season, they have played really good, but they just can't score. Like you said, McGoldrick and McBurney, like they have to be scoring. Brewster, they signed Brewster for almost 30 million. He's not even getting a chance. He's like the record signing. He's not getting a chance, and he's not scoring goals. And I think that's where they made a mistake. They bought a youngster who wasn't a proven goal scorer in the Premier League. He was a proven goal scorer in the youth system. But when you make that step to the Premier League, it's different. We're seeing top players coming from different leagues and not hitting form. And I think that was kind of a bad investment on their point. And now they needed the senior players to show up, but they haven't really. And I think that's just been their downfall. So I really think Sheffield, we might not see them in the Premier League for a long time. I don't know how they're going to get back. I don't rate this new manager they got. He was the old manager of Leeds before Leeds got Bielsa. So he's coming back, takes an L. Leeds are a good side, exciting. So I kind of expected Leeds to win.
Yeah. So Brewster, he had a fantastic season in 2019-2020 in Swansea, appearing in 20 games and scoring 10 goals. And
now
now it's 21 games and 0 goals.
0 assists, nothing. Yeah.
0 assists, yeah, nothing. Do you guys think what do you think Sheffield is lacking right now?
Goal scorers. That's the only thing. I have watched Sheffield United dominate games and lose games 1-0 because they don't have anyone. Like when I watch Sheffield United, beautiful football. You probably think you're watching prime Barcelona, the way they pass, move. But once they get into the final third, it's like they have Giroud up top, like not scoring Giroud. Like not French Giroud, not like Chelsea, like Giroud that show up, Giroud that doesn't show up. It looks like they have him, and like that's no disrespect to Giroud, but like it's awful. I've seen like chances like you have to at least hit the target, and it's just going wide, and it's hard. It's hard to watch them not score because they play some good stuff, and I feel for them going down really.
It's really mental, I feel like, because they have the same lineup, and last season they finished like 7th, right?
Yeah.
And yeah. What happened?
Well, I feel like they just had a horrible start to this season. I know that last season they had like few wins and like they had a pretty good run in the beginning, I remember. But this year they just kept catching L's and they never seemed to even draw a game. Even when they seemed to at least draw, they always like got scored at the end of the game. So it was just a mental ride, like kind of what you were saying, June.
Yeah.
And also as a United fan, I think the absence of Dean Henderson from Sheffield United was also maybe a big thing, because I know that for sure he was making a huge impact last season, like saving things that should have been goals, you know?
Yeah.
That's a good point, Josh. That's a good point. I think I rate Ramsdale. He's a young, upcoming goalkeeper, but the things Dean Henderson did for them last season, man, I don't think Ramsdale can even think of that. But Ramsdale is still young, and I think they should have fought harder to get Dean Henderson back. I think David De Gea, even though he does have his flaws, I think he's still a world-class goalkeeper on his day. And like Dean Henderson sitting on the bench for most of the season till like recently, where he's been getting game time. And that's due to some things with David De Gea, his form and stuff. But like on a regular day, a fit David De Gea versus Dean Henderson, I picked David De Gea, and I think Dean Henderson, at the beginning of the season at least, they should have fought harder to get him back, because Henderson was just warming the bench, you know?
Yeah, Henderson, yes. He's top goalkeeper in EPL, I would say, definitely. Still at his form. And yeah, Ramsdale, yes, he's an upcoming youngster, but Hendo, man. Remember Hendo? He used to show up with the baseball cap and he just saved everything. And yeah, so I want to ask you these guys, give us your quick predictions on 3 teams getting relegated. Josh, this season.
For me?
Yeah.
Okay. Sheffield for sure. West Brom and Arsenal, man. I'm sorry.
He got jokes, man. He got jokes.
He got bands.
Jokes.
Is it a joke though? Oh.
You literally employ Davinson Sanchez. Don't be talking to me.
Dude, yeah, I was like, yo, why is Davinson Sanchez playing today?
You employ that man. Do not talk to me.
Dude, but all the commentators did all the bans for me for Davinson Sanchez. So I was like, damn. Thank you, guys. He was like, yeah, Davinson Sanchez, he shouldn't be kicking out the ball to the corner. He should be making it a throw-in. I was like, yeah, damn, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. My predictions stay the same from one of our previous episodes. Sheffield, West Brom, and Newcastle. I just see Fulham. They've been finding form. I just see them edging it for Newcastle. And I think Newcastle goes down.
Interesting how you guys both put out West Brom, you know? Uncle Sam.
Nah, it's too late for Big Sam. There's barely anything he can do, really. What are your predictions, Jim?
Yeah, Sheffield definitely. There's like 8 games left. It's going to be very tough for them. And I got to say West Brom, beating Chelsea is huge. So I think West Brom survives. And Newcastle just coming from a win against Spurs. And that's like a false sense of, confidence beating Spurs right there. So so I think Newcastle's going to get relegated. So Newcastle, Sheffield, and Fulham.
Okay, fair. All right, let's go to the next 2, let's say quote unquote big games, even though one team played like they were fucking fishermen. So the first one was Leicester versus City. Easy win for City. I think everyone saw that. Then we had Arsenal versus Liverpool. Easy win for Liverpool. Everybody knew Liverpool was going to win, but it's the way Arsenal lost. But let's start with Leicester versus Man City. What are your thoughts?
It's the way Arsenal lost.
I have my rant, so I'll let you and Josh go through Leicester, Man City, and give your thoughts on the Arsenal Liverpool. Starting with Leicester, Man City. What are your thoughts, June?
Leicester versus Man City.
Yeah.
Yeah, Man City seems very strong this season, and Leicester also seemed very strong. And then they both really wanted. Leicester they have some chance of winning the league, but Leicester City they're a good club. They do well. They beat most of the matches, but they always tend to struggle against these teams. Man City, Arsenal, Man U, Tottenham. I don't know why, but they just struggle against them. So just like I expected, it happened again. They lost against Man City. Gabriel, Aguero, Mahrez. Man City's had a little shaky this season. It's a little shaky beginning, but they picked it up. And yeah, at this pace, they're going to win the league, beating Leicester 2-0. Come on. I expected Leicester to put up a better fight, honestly. Score some goals, but didn't happen.
What about you, Josh? What are your thoughts on that game?
Man City's going to win the league. Simple as that. Like, they're just going to for sure win this league, and that's because of their defense. Ruben Diaz, Laporte, Stones, like those guys, especially Ruben Diaz. Like, I think the addition of him just made everything so much better. And of course, we can't forget about KDB, Kevin De Bruyne. Like, his through ball to Jesus was just like, it was just amazing. Like the way that it went through, it was just like a clear-cut chance, and there was no way that they were not gonna score from there. And I think, just it was a simple win for City. Even though it wasn't away for them, they just seemed that they were never gonna lose.
Yeah, that's a good take. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Man City. I don't really, apart from apart from that United game that they lost, I really don't see any team in the Premier League at least beating Man City. Like, their defense is just rock solid. Diaz is like, he's looking like a bargain for 60 million if you think about it. Like,
for sure.
He's looking like he is rock solid, and like the fact that they literally have had no striker for the season, and like they're scoring goals, and I think that's really huge. When you don't have a striker, you're kind of worried because, like, regardless of what you think about Aguero or Jesus, they score a lot of goals and they put up numbers there. I mean, anyone would really put up numbers if you have De Bruyne putting it on a plate for you every game. But like, now that they were injured this season, we kind of saw the real Man City. It's like they can share goals. Gundogan's getting goals. Mahrez, left foot merchant, getting goals. Sterling, Foden, like Bernardo Silva, they've kind of just distributed the goals very efficiently, and they're winning football matches. And I don't see anyone, but I think the big question for them now is that can they do it on the biggest stage in Europe, which is the Champions League, and that's a debate for another day. But I really, if they beat Dortmund, I really give them a shout for actually winning the Champions League.
Dude, Mandy looked like a top striker out there. He's doing like that's not one of his job responsibilities, but he's exceeding it. That's crazy. Yeah. But Dortmund, hey, come on, Dortmund, look at them right now. They're not even going to get the Champions League spot next season. I think that should be an easy dub for Man City. What do you guys thought?
Actually, sorry.
You can go ahead, Josh. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, I actually watched your guys' previous episode on the VAR podcast, and I think Jun, was that you? Like, you took, or I don't know, one of you two said that Dortmund was gonna beat Man City because of Erling Haaland. Right?
Oh, that was Idris.
That was me. That was definitely me.
Oh, that was Idris. Okay.
Oh, Josh, your audio is slowing down a little bit.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, we're good.
Yeah, but I think that Man City is gonna comfortably beat Dortmund, in my opinion, because of this defense. I mean, I know Haaland is a beast and he's a robot, but I don't know, man. Diaz is he's also a freaking beast, and I don't know many strikers who can actually beat that defense.
They're stacked. They're center backs.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm so jealous as a Spurs fan point of view.
yeah. We just got to see with that Champions League game. I think what's going to let Dortmund down is their defense. Their defense makes Spurs defense look world class. Absolute shocking. I think that
why you choose Spurs, bro?
Because your defense is shocking. You employ Davinson Sanchez. Do not talk to me. Not talk to me. But yeah, I think that's what's going to let them down. And Man City, they feast on weak defenses. They see blood, they smell blood, and they're out to eat. And I think that's gonna. I think that's what's gonna let Dortmund down. Because attacking wise, Dortmund, they're pretty strong. You know, Haaland, Sancho, Reina, Trojan Hazard. They have some Julian Brandt. They have some good attackers in there. Bellingham. So they have some good attackers, but I think Man City are the favorites. But I won't be surprised if Dortmund go ahead and win. I think that's what I should have said.
Speaking of Haaland, which team? There's a lot of rumors right now.
He should stay in Dortmund. He should stay there. I think it's too soon for him.
Oh, okay. That's an interesting take. What about you, Josh? Where do you think Haaland's going to end up next season?
United. Ole, ole, ole.
Why would he downgrade?
Excuse me, sir? Did you say downgrade?
Yeah, why would he downgrade?
Actually, I don't think it's actually a downgrade. But we'll talk about that later in the rebuilding show. But yeah, I think it should be a massive chance for Haaland to, just prove his worth in the EPL, like you guys said in the previous episode. And there's no bigger club than United.
Spurs.
That.
Man, hey, June, you didn't tell me this man's a comedian, bro. He got hella jokes. Hella jokes.
Hey, Haaland's coming to Spurs, guys. Haaland's coming to Spurs.
All right, let's get to the banter team of the week: Arsenal versus Liverpool. Disgraceful from Arsenal, but I'm gonna let you and Josh give your thoughts first before I go on my rant.
All right, Josh, go ahead.
Okay. I don't even know where to begin, to be honest. But Idris, I've been a long follower of this podcast, and I basically know your stance against United. First of all, Idris, and I know that you especially shit on Fred and McTominay.
No, that was me too.
No, I actually rate Scott. I rate Scott really high, but Fred, man, I'm better than Fred, man. And I'm a defender. Come on, nah, Fred. But I'll let you continue.
Okay. But it was to the point that Fred actually made he had a YouTube account, and he actually commented on your guys' podcast, like saying that he's actually better than what you guys think, which I also side on as well. And watching this game of Arsenal and Liverpool, I don't know, man. I think Fred's at least better than like Thomas Partey or Ceballos or Granit Xhaka or even freaking El Neni, man. I don't know what to say. Like, yeah,
so Arsenal. He's better than Arsenal.
I agree. So you said Thomas Partey, but like I agree. Fred is better than all our midfielders, bar Thomas Partey. And we saw that at Old Trafford at the beginning of the season, where he took Fred for a little ride. But that's besides the point. Continue.
But I think Arsenal side, they just didn't seem to even make a lot of chances as well. And also Gabriel too. Like, I think he, as a recent signing, he is still kind of shaky and trying to adjust to the league, and that clearly showed against like Mohamed Salah, who is like one of the best wingers of the league. And yeah, I just think that if Arsenal had at least like scored at least a goal, they would have kind of changed the tide and the mood. But I just think that their strikers, and especially with Odegaard and Nicolas Pepe, I don't know like if they are capable of creating much chances against this kind of team. But yeah, that was just my take.
How about you, Jim?
Yeah, that's a good point at the end. Like Odegaard and what's the other guy's name? The new signing.
Pepe?
No, like another guy loaned. What's his name?
Ceballos.
No. One sec.
Willian?
No.
That's
Reece Nelson? No.
Gabriel.
Okay, guys, I'm thinking about other team, but anyways, Odegaard. Odegaard. Yeah, he's got a good resume. He's been doing well lately, but yeah, has he done it against like the top teams in EPL? No, I don't think so. Not yet. And Aubameyang seems really lost this season, and it's almost end of the season now. So I think fans are reevaluating him for sure. Fans are reevaluating him. And Lacazette, pure talent, man. Pure talent. He just needs players backing up him. Like in the beginning of the season, I was thinking about we need players backing up Aubameyang, but now it's like we need players backing up Lacazette. And Pepe, come on, Pepe. What is Pepe doing? He's got to score more goals, man. He's like record signing for Arsenal. Come on. But on the bright side though, I like Callum Chambers. He showed very good fight, last couple games, and seems like he's got his stance in Arsenal starting lineup, which is pretty firmly, and he's good. He's got good crossing abilities. He's got the hustle. He's got good physique. So, but yeah, I don't know, man. Arsenal, they came back from a relegation battle, like near relegation battle, but now it's really about pushing themselves up the rank and climb up the ladder. But they're not really doing that, and they're just hanging around in the mid-table. So.
Right. If you guys need next season, we can loan you Lingard out. So if you guys want just Jesse Lingard, just let us know.
Lingard is not fit to shine Joe Willock's boots. Don't kill me, bro. He's not fit to shine Joe Willock's boots. Do not kill me.
Y'all loaned him. Well, Willock. Y'all loaned Willock.
Yeah, and he's scoring against Spurs. You know them way there.
Why are you speaking like Willock's your best player right now?
He's not. But man, let me get into this Embarrassment FC Football Club. Fisherman FC Football Club. I was astounded by what I was watching yesterday. Disgraceful, from the keeper to the defenders to the midfielders to the strikers to the manager, all disgraceful. Leno, the second goal. How are you getting beat at your near post between your legs? Embarrassing. Gabriel, what are you doing for the first two goals? Holden and Chambers. Jota is 5'10". Chambers is 6'2". Holden is 6'4". Jota is 5'10", and he's winning a header against those two. Disgraceful. Embarrassing.
Oh, yeah, dude, that header goal.
And what is Leno doing? He's doing the ballerina dance in the goalpost. He should be saving that. Oh, my days. Shocking. Oh, don't even get me started with Ceballos. Turn around, FC. All he does is twirl. Embarrassing performance yesterday. Embarrassing. He did not do anything. The only player that I think played okay, Thomas Partey, but he was playing in the midfield against Thiago and Fabinho. He was always going to lose that with no help. He was always going to lose that. Fabinho, world-class. Thiago, world-class.
Mm-hmm.
Partey against those two, too hard for him. Ceballos looked clueless. He can't even find his way back to Madrid the way he played yesterday. Absolutely clueless. Aubameyang, he thinks he's Travis Scott now. He got the new hairdo. He thinks, nah. This ain't no Astroworld. This ain't no Astroworld. Embarrassing display from him. Absolutely embarrassing. Pepe, oh my God. Pepe, I won't buy that lot for £5 down the road, bro. Embarrassing performance. Odegaard looked absolutely lost. He did not even know what to do. Fabinho was just on his clock all game. He got the ball. Fabinho was on him. He couldn't even do anything. Lacazette, he was playing defender. He was supposed to be our striker. Mens was inside our box more than he was inside Liverpool's box. Absolute. Do not get me started with Arteta, man. I like Arteta. I think he's going to do good. But man, yesterday was shocking. How can you watch the Tobias play like that for 60 minutes and be like, yeah, it looks okay. Embarrassing. Should have taken him off. Aubameyang should have taken him off after the 10th minute. I don't care if he's our captain. Disgraceful. Bring in Martinelli, man.
I'm saying Martinelli. Why is he just sitting on bench?
Oh man,
come on.
I was watching that yesterday. I'm like, there's no way, because like I can accept that Liverpool will beat us, guaranteed. But personally, I do not think Liverpool did. They didn't play up to their regular standards. They didn't do nothing spectacular to beat us yesterday. That's how I saw it. They didn't really have to try yesterday. Arsenal did not show up at all. They were just kind of strolling through the park, you know. You know them where Mane had Chambers on toast, turning him like a rotisserie chicken. That's what Mane had. He had Chambers and Holden turning them like rotisserie chickens, man.
It was Costco.
It was embarrassing. Costco rotisserie chicken. It was disgraceful. Those players should look at themselves and I have to feel for Arteta, but like
rotisserie.
He put the team out. He put the team out there. He put the game plan out there. If the game plan doesn't work, you have to change it. And he was stubborn yesterday. He did not change it. He came out in his interview, apologized to the fans. He looked fuming with the display. And a lot of Arsenal fans are fuming. And it was just awful to watch. It was horrible. You will not know that was the same team that played against West Ham and came back from 3-0. It was a shit show. Liverpool did not have to get out of first gear to play us yesterday, and they scored 3. Imagine if they were on third gear. We could have shipped like 10 yesterday. I am not even kidding. We never looked like scoring. 90 minutes with Aubameyang, Odegaard, Pepe, and Lacazette on the pitch, and we had 2 shots on target. 2 against Kabak, that's conceded like 30 goals in the German Bundesliga, and Nat Phillips, two inexperienced center backs, Trent Alexander-Arnold, that even everybody in the league is tearing a new one. We did not do anything to them. Absolutely disgraceful.
Man, he's fuming.
Well, yeah. Well, to give credit to Liverpool, Trent Alexander-Arnold gave an amazing cross to Diogo Jota. Like, no matter how short he was, it was like a pinpoint cross to him. He just had to like just score so easily. So I think that goal was kind of warranted. Like, it was just an amazing cross. But I agree with you, Idris, that that their attack couldn't do much. But more importantly, that the coach didn't seem to change anything until like the very end, like the very last 20 minutes. So that must have been pretty frustrating.
Yeah, it was really frustrating. Pinpoint cross, I give that to Trent. No one closed him down. They're looking at him like he was Drake performing at a concert. No one. But again, Jota is 5'10", Holden is 6'4", Chambers is 6'2", I think. He can, pinpoint or not, he should not be winning that header. I do not. You think if that was pinpoint accurate, Van Dijk would let that header get through? Never. Van Dijk, Diaz would not let that get through. Even John Stones, even Davinson Sanchez, even though he's a clown, he won't let that through. That just shows you how clown these men are. But that's my rant on this one. We can move on to the next 2 games, and we can kind of go to our main topic for today.
That sums it up, honestly. The Chambers and Holding, that header goal with Jota. It was a good cross. But yeah, I think they should have done a better job defending. I think they should have done a better job. Because, come on, you use your hand, you know? Use your hand, use your body. Make it hard for Jota. But he was just...
My man, he crypt walked to that header, man.
Moonwalk. He moonwalked to that.
Yeah, man. But last 2 games, they were played today. Southampton versus Burnley. Good comeback for Southampton from 2-0 down. And Newcastle versus Spurs. Just give me your quick thoughts on those 2 games, and we can kind of move to our main topic for today. June?
I don't care about Southampton and Burnley game. Okay, I'll talk about Tottenham game. Tottenham game, terrible, 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 terrible. We have one job. We always have one job, and we do a good job at. We're always successful in this one job, and that one job is what? Making other team look like Barcelona in their prime, and we did that again. Hey, and why? Come on, we always park the bus. This game in the beginning, the way it turned out, first half, we had the lead. Kane was scoring goals. We could have scored at least 2 more goals and just park the bus after. Come on, but. After 2-1, we know we're winning. We always, we switch our gears to park, drive to park. And then we just sat there. We were just tanning, LA 10. And then, I don't know, man. We just like did the same thing over and over again. And there was no attack. There was no, I mean, Harry Kane did hit the post, but come on, man. Come on. That last goal shouldn't have went in. We should have. Like I saw it coming again. Like second half, Newcastle really turned it up. And Saint Maximin, man, oh my days, he just destroyed us. What can I say? Like our middle, Højbjerg and Rodon Sanchez and Dembele, they didn't know what to do with Saint Maximin, man. They seemed clueless and. I'm happy that extra minute was 4 minutes today. If it was like 5 minutes, it would have been 5-2. And yeah, it's disappointing. And come on, it's against Newcastle. Newcastle's fighting relegation battle. We gotta get these wins. We gotta win against these relegation battle teams. Yeah, that's enough of my rant.
Yeah, what are your thoughts, Josh, on those 2 games?
Yeah, just my quick take on Southampton. I think Southampton and Burnley, especially Southampton, they're one of the most enjoyable teams to watch because their strikers, Nathan Redmond and Danny Ings, they're just really good. And especially Danny Ings, man, he's been playing really, really amazing. And we also can't forget about James Ward-Prowse, who's been a maestro on both the free kicks and the corners. So I think just in general, you guys have all seen the free kicks that he's scored so far, and it's just amazing. So yeah, I think that Southampton is always enjoyable to watch. Burnley put a nice, they fought back pretty well, but yeah, as I said, I think Southampton is just, their strikers are just too loaded. They're just really good at the moment. For the Spurs game, Jun pretty much wrapped it all up. But to add on a little bit, I think Vinicius could have showed, I think he needs to show more at this point. He hasn't shown much other than scoring against really weak teams. He hasn't really proved his worth since coming here. I know it's only the first season. But yeah, still, I think to be subbed off after the first half is kind of embarrassing for him. And I think the strikers, Harry Kane always needs, it would be great for someone like Harry Kane to have, not even an elite, but just good striker to just back him up. But I don't think Vinicius has really proved that so far. And also just overall, yeah, the Spurs mentality, especially losing from that previous Europa team, Dinamo.
I forgot about that. What?
Basel FC, you know them way there.
I completely forgot about that game. I erased it. My brain, defense mechanism. My brain parked the bus, and I just forgot about that. Oh.
I'm sorry for bringing the bad moments, but yep, that was just from then. I think their mental state is kind of on the low at the moment, but I'm pretty sure they'll come back up. They've done that in the past. So
No, they ain't.
I still have belief. I still have some belief. Yeah.
Good comeback from Southampton, I think, personally, to be 2-0 down and to win the game. Yeah, it's a great achievement. They've kind of been struggling for form recently, and Danny Ings he's borderline a world-class striker. I think put him in a better team, like a team that creates a lot more chances, he can probably give you 20 goals a season, you know? And I think he might leave Southampton this season in the summer. He hasn't signed this contract yet, but I think this is going to be a really important summer for him because he's 28. He's not getting younger, and this would be his quote-unquote big move, and he has to make the right choice, really. So I hope I hope he finds the team that works for him because I do rate Danny Ings, and I think he'll be a good player for Spurs, but he doesn't want to be the backup. That's the only thing, because regardless of what you think about like Harry Kane and stuff, like he gets into 99% of the teams in the world. He literally walks into that striker position. Bar probably benching Lewandowski, or maybe, yeah, I think that's the only person that he can probably not bench really in any team in the world. Harry Kane walks into every team in the world, like literally walks into everyone, and he'll be a good backup for Spurs. But I don't think
he wouldn't walk. He wouldn't walk into Arsenal. He would.
Of course, Harry Kane will walk into Arsenal's team. Yeah,
he wouldn't. He wouldn't even get near. Come on.
He'll walk into any team in the world, really. But yeah, good
Actually,
win. What you say?
My take, my guess is that after this season, he's gonna go to City. Danny Ings.
Oh, Pep said they don't have money. He just came out a few days ago. He said they don't have money to buy a striker, and he might not buy a striker. But I don't believe Pep. He said that.
Exactly.
He said that about defenders. Then he spent 60 million on Ruben Diaz.
Yeah, so you just cannot you can't trust Pep's interviews like that. He's gonna definitely sign a striker, and I think it might be Danny Ings.
Danny Ings.
Yeah, he'll be a good striker for them because I think Pep doesn't really want to play with a striker, and Arteta kind of spilt the tea. You know, he worked with Pep for 3 years. He said that Pep has always wanted to play without a striker, and having that option of Danny Ings to play with a striker when he wants to would be good for them. You know, he won't be that. Yeah, he won't be that expensive. Probably 30 mil. Good signing for them. Gets goals. But now to Newcastle Spurs. I mean, where do I begin with Spurs? I think they're really. This is not even a dig at them. You're winning a game 2-1. You're supposed to be on the front foot as Tottenham. You're supposed to be the big team in this fixture. But like June said, like park the bus FC, like, and we've kind of seen that with Tottenham all season. They score 1 goal or 2 goals and they kind of sit back and like, job done. There's a difference between leading a game, then dominating. And I'll use City as an example. When City are 2-0 up, all they do is just pass around and keep the ball and they see the game out. But with Spurs, they're like, okay, we're 2-0 up. You can have the ball. Try to attack me. And they end up just scoring Spurs. And you're like, well, how do you bottle a 2-0 lead? But like their in-game management has been absolutely shocking. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like 2-1 up, like a couple minutes. Like it was the rest of the game to go, but you should be getting that third goal. Everyone knows when you're 2-1 up. If they try to get that third goal and you're like, okay, it didn't fall for them and they win 2-1, you're like, at least they tried to get a third goal, but they just sit back and like, yeah, come attack me. No, I don't have the greatest defenders, but like, come attack me. You might score, you might not score, but I'm willing to take that risk, you know? And
why? Like, they always gamble like that. I don't.
Yeah, it's a really bad image, and we've kind of seen that with Mourinho. We saw that with Mourinho at United, and I think the only difference between Mourinho at United is that he actually had big name players that they actually had pride. I don't see any player in the Spurs team that actually has like pride, like their personal pride. I do not see. Maybe Hugo Lloris, but he's the goalkeeper. He's not going to go score goals. But apart from that, and I love Hugo Lloris's interviews after games like this because he's always honest about it. And I think he's the only one that really has the pride. You know, I'll say Harry Kane has pride, but like he's after his goals. He doesn't really give a shit. Like in that sense. Like I think he's that type of player. It's like, yeah, I got 30 goals this season and my team finished like 10th, but that's fine. I got 30 goals. That's how I see Harry Kane as that player. And I think he really needs to leave Spurs, and I think he might leave this summer. But yeah, I don't know what to say about Spurs. It's just a really negative on them.
Bro, we're really all or nothing FC, dude.
All or nothing.
We're living up to that documentary title.
Yeah, right. It's the first thing that I thought about when you said that.
Europa, we don't want it. FA Cup, we probably gonna lose that one. We're gonna get. I mean, looking at Man City versus Tottenham, come on, and right now we got a game against Man United next game. Not even
get ready, folks.
Yeah.
You know I'm gonna be on my bed sleeping. Okay.
I'm dead. But now onto our main topic, and this is basically just giving our thoughts on our teams and their rebuilding phase. And I'll start with our guest Josh. United have kind of been rebuilding since Ole came in. He came in, right, I think, in December of one year. So I'm going to disregard the rest of that season and his previous 2 seasons, and how you think the United rebuild phase is going. That's the first thing. Second thing is that are you more realistic in the sense that United are where they are and that they're not supposed to be achieving what most people think they should be achieving as in this moment right now with the squad and manager they have? And what are your expectations for next season and forward?
All right. Good questions. But yeah, first of all, definitely Man United. They're definitely rebuilding well from what I've seen from Ole. I think it helps that Ole has been playing a lot of Football Manager, like personally as a game. He knows like what kind of players to buy. He knows that like the squad has to be young enough to actually like have a long run. But the thing that I was most impressed about Ole's rebuilding is that he tried to bring this like United mentality back that they really lost the past 5-6 years. When Sir Alex Ferguson was our coach, he always instilled that winner's mentality no matter what, and especially until like the 90th minute, they would never give up. And I think Ole, having learned from Sir Alex Ferguson when he was a player, he knew that was like the most important thing to have. So the fact that he was very aggressive in his transfer market, trying to sell players that didn't have that mentality, or if they were just old enough, or if they just didn't have potential, they just really just sold everybody or just made them leave. And then bringing in some young, hungry players who wanted to really play for the shirt. I think that has been really impressive in terms of the rebuilding thing. So yeah, but I think, of course, it doesn't translate into immediate success. So this year we probably won't even win the league. The only cup that we probably might win is the Europa. But I feel like just that itself is good enough for now, because I really think that the next few seasons are really interesting for United. And that has to do with the arrival of just of really hungry players. Like Bruno Fernandes. You guys always call him Fernandes. I think him scoring like 4 goals and like in the same like whatever, like just making fun of him all the time. But I know you guys are like kind of inside like salty that like Fernandes is actually a really amazing player and you guys wish to have him, especially June as a Spurs fan.
We got Davinson Sanchez. I don't need him.
But yeah, but I think Fernandes, him and Van de Beek, who really hasn't started much, but I think Ole still has faith in him. And yeah, I think also like just also the resurgence of previously bad players who turned out to be really good after Ole arrived. The most representative of that is Luke Shaw, definitely. He's been playing in such good form. And yeah, I just think that it just looks like the future kind of looks bright to me. And although like our board is pretty shit, like like Edward like he would not support like the transfers that Ole wants, I still feel like the fans are backing Ole no matter what at this stage. And for me, that itself is like all things combined, I think we can look forward to a pretty good few seasons in the next few years. Yeah.
Very, very, very good take.
I have a question for Josh.
All right.
Yes. Yep.
Do you see Ole as a future? Is he the next Sir Ferguson?
Ooh. No, I don't think anyone can touch Sir Alex Ferguson's stature. Definitely not. But I think Ole has, what I can say for sure is that Ole is the best coach since Sir Alex Ferguson left. That I can say for sure. He's done well in the rebuilding. He's done well in big games. He's of course he sometimes had some like weird in-game. He's very stubborn, like kind of Idris said about Arteta. Ole is very stubborn, but I think that what he has brought to the team has been the best since SAF left.
Good. I'm going to turn the same questions to you, John, and let me know about your rebuild with Spurs. What are your expectations in the future? Do you see Mourinho being in the future of Spurs? And are you guys kind of like where you're supposed to be with the resources you have?
Man, I don't think we are where we deserve to be right now with these players right now. We have Lo Celso, world class center mid. Hoyvier, we signed him from Southampton. Turned out to be a really good signing for us. Does all the dirty work on the pitch, wins the ball, makes the right passes for us. And Reguilon, amazing. I'm super impressed. And Ndombele, and Ndombele has been pretty amazing too. His stats doesn't really speak for his actual performance, but yeah, I do love what he does on the pitch. He makes those plays. He wins the ball. He possesses the ball. He never loses the ball. So it's a great signing. And also Carlos Vinicius, good signing as well. Giving that little break in the attacking lineup for Sonny and Kane, and it's a good opportunity for Carlos to also showcase what he has, what he can bring from his league from Portugal. But I do agree with Josh when he said about Vinicius. He does have to show more. He's like getting off the pitch 45 minutes. That's not good. That's not good. But I think he needs more time to break in because he didn't have the opportunity that much as other players. He only started like a couple games, I think less than 5 games. So give this man more chances and he will give us the result. But the thing with us is that we're just over resourced in the midfielders. We have really good midfield. We have Harry Winks. We have Gareth Bale, and Bale. We're gonna need another episode on Gareth Bale, and Eric Lamela and Sissoko. I think Sissoko. He's gonna go to another club after this season. And I mean, the only youngster we brought in was Dane Scarlett. We gave him a new contract. He's currently doing really well in like the U23 Tottenham. And are we looking at the future? Not really, man. Do we have any like youngsters? I mean, they did get included in a couple of times in the Europa lineups, but do we deploy them on the pitch? No, not really. And the trend is that like even Oliver Skip, he was a great player, and he like Pochettino thought really high of him, and he always had him on the substitute lineup. He was in the picture of Spurs, right? But after this, Mourinho came in. We strengthened our midfielder, center mids, and we sent him on a loan. Oliver, he's doing really well in Norwich. Actually, he's about to get promoted with the squad in Norwich. And man, yeah, we just don't have that youngsters that we can look forward to. I mean, Tanganga, yeah, he's good, but we need more. We need more center backs. Yeah, the problem is that we sign good players and we don't have center backs. Our center backs, I mean, Rodon, he needs more time to develop, but who's there to kind of mentor him, like the figure like Van Dijk, who can really show that leadership on the pitch, who can lead the team, who can really use their mentality and physical ability to defend. Our center backs hasn't really shown that. Eric Dyer, disappointment after disappointment for me with Eric every game. Just yeah, like they make so many little mistakes, and to get to the top level, you can't make those little mistakes. You have to be perfect, and that's EPL. It's not really forgiving. You make a mistake, fans are gonna get mad, and they'll just find a better player. And Spurs, I hope we can find some center backs after this season. See, that's what I like about Arsenal is that even though they're losing, they at least play what they want. They have a vision. Arteta's vision is getting those youngsters out there, and eventually they will play to their true potential. And we're just playing same players over and over, and we're just tiring them out. And I don't know what Mourinho's vision is still. Like, what's his style? I mean, park the bus, yes, but like what? Like for Alex Ferguson, he had his vision, right? We knew what he was up to, and we could see that players really, really respected him, and they were on board with his ideas, right? But I don't even know at this point what's going on inside the locker room, and has Mourinho lost the locker room? I don't know. I might maybe, but yeah, it's still not clear to me. And yeah, just like Arsenal, they have so many young players playing, and they're actually capable of like playing in EPL. Yes, they might be not enough right now, but they are playing. Like today, yeah, I rather lose and I rather not get Champions League spot, but have the development going at least. But we don't have that at all, dude. Yeah.
Wait, Jun, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you think Jose Mourinho is going to get sacked this year after the season?
Yeah. Yeah, for me, I'm Jose out because I don't know what he's trying to do, honestly. I don't know what he's trying to do. I don't see the vision. I don't see the vision with Jose. We're still trying stuff out, but it's already 30 games in. So I think he will get sacked. And hopefully I can see Nagelsmann. I think Nagelsmann will be a good coach for Spurs, but he's already like fighting the battle to win Bundesliga. But that's a great way for him to break into EPL. So, and then he's got that young mentality. I think Jose has been very stubborn, and he has his own vision and what he craves in terms of football, and that's why he was successful in the past. But things have changed, and I think I want to see coach like Nagelsmann.
That's pretty passionate from Jen. You can see how much football takes the wind out of people, man. It's such a beautiful sport.
Yeah,
I agree. Very beautiful.
Yeah, I agree, both of you. I'm just going to touch on the Spurs and United real quick and kind of my thoughts before I go on Arsenal. And I think United fans are tough on Ole. Really, really, really tough on Ole. some fans, they want him out. And I think he is stubborn. Yes, he seems to not learn from some of his mistakes. Yes, he has lost 4 semifinals. But if you look at it, like you said, the board has not given him what he really wanted. And a perfect example of that is he wanted Sancho, but they gave him Van de Beek. I personally don't think Ole wanted Van de Beek. There was literally no point in United buying Van de Beek, in my opinion, because you had Bruno Fernandes. Yes, he can swap with Van de Beek, but I don't think Ole plays in the sense where when he's benching Van de Beek, he keeps the same shape, or when he benches Bruno, he keeps the same shape and just swaps positions. We kind of see his flexibility. He goes with a diamond. He goes with anything, or he will probably play Pogba in that defense role and have the double pivot of Scott and Fred. So I think that really showed that he really wanted Sancho. There was so much buzz about Sancho, but United were just being cheap and they didn't get him. And I think he gets a lot of stick. And I think once he really builds his, and I say his team, most of the players in that United squad are kind of his players, but at the same time, I don't think those are the players he wants really, because your strongest 11, I don't really see the players that Ole really rates there. I don't think he really rates, what's it called? Some of your defenders. Like, you don't have a backup for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Maguire, he's okay, but should he be your first choice center back? I don't think so. I want to see Eric Bailly in there, someone that complements Eric Bailly. Yeah, Maguire has done okay. He's your captain, great. A double pivot of Scott and Fred. I really rate Scott McTominay a lot. And Fred, I think in different games, he brings different things to you, but most of the times he's just a headless chicken running around. I think another midfielder alongside Scott, maybe Pogba when he's fit, is ideal, but he has to give Pogba that license to go forward. Pogba is more attack-minded, as opposed to Fred, who is more defensive-minded. So now you're playing 2 defensive midfielders against West Brom. That just doesn't make sense, you know?
Yeah.
Bruno, as much shit as I give him, you kind of touched on it. I think he has been transformational for United. He's definitely world-class. He has glued this United team together, in my opinion, since the day he came in. He's absolute class. Rashford, I love Rashford. Martial, I think he gets a lot of sticks. He's a good player. I don't think he's a striker. I think that's what's wrong with Martial.
He's a winger. He's a winger. He's
more of a winger, and he plays on the left side. He can't really play on the right side. But Rashford is a different player on the left side than on the right side. So you kind of have to either play Rashford or Martial, but you want both of them in the team. So I think you guys actually need a striker. Haaland would be a dream for you guys, but if Bayern Munich,
it's not going to happen.
Yeah, if Madrid come calling, if City come calling, yeah, he'll go to those teams, you know. But he will be a dream for United. So I think in sense of like the future for United, I think a few more players and a little squad depth, you guys really have a plan for the future. You have some young talents. Luke Shaw has come back really strong. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is young. Dean Henderson is young. Scott McTominay is young. Rashford. Martial is just 25, 26. He's still young. Bruno still has a few years in him. You have Greenwood. Greenwood's young. You just signed Hamad, who's young. Daniel James just needs to work on his finishing and his final ball. And you have a really good squad there. But I think United they're looking better when it comes to the future, as opposed to Spurs, who I think they made a mistake hiring Mourinho. They did a stopgap with Mourinho. And I think it kind of backfired on them. And I say stopgap is that they brought in Mourinho with the vision to win a trophy very quickly. Then they would think about the future. Spurs have a really aging squad. If they lose Harry Kane's son this summer,
oh man,
it's over with for them. Really,
it's over.
They don't have a squad that's for the next 5 years. I'll say.
Yeah.
Rodon is young. Lloris is getting old. Their backup is Joe Hart, who's like 70 years old. They have Reguilon, who is young, but if he plays really well, Madrid have a buyback clause. They'll just yeet him back to Madrid for like half the price of his value at the time.
Yeah.
Why did they sign Doherty? I don't understand why they signed Doherty. Bad signing, in my opinion. And Ndombele is young, really good signing. I like him. Him and Højbjerg, I like both of them. Lo Celso hasn't lived up to his potential. At Betis, Lo Celso was absolutely world-class. I think the system doesn't really fit Lo Celso. He's more of an expressive midfielder in the sense that just give him the freedom to do what he wants. Dele Alli, he's pretty young, but he's been frozen out by Jose Mourinho. Then you have Kane, who's Kane. He's going to get you your goals. But where's the future for Spurs, you know? And I think that's where they made a mistake with the stopgap, in the sense that they wanted a trophy too quickly. They got to the Champions League final. They're like, okay, this is progress. And I think the money they give Mourinho to buy all these players that he wanted, quote unquote, that he wanted to use to quickly win something, I feel they should have gave that money to Pochettino and kept him. Because if you think about what Pochettino did at Spurs over his 5 years, he didn't really have the money. He kind of built his team from the academy, spent a little money. They didn't really give him the money.
Yeah.
Then they sack him. They build $1 billion pound stadium and they give Jose Mourinho 100 million. How do you think Pochettino felt about that? They didn't even give Pochettino 100 million over the 5 years he was there. And I think they should, after reaching the Champions League final, yes, he started the season wrong, like very bad, but they did not back him to get the players, the reinforcement he wanted. Because I think with the right players, that team that got to the Champions League final, with like the right backups, the right first team players, Pochettino probably would have won a significant trophy this season, regardless of if they got Mourinho or not. Like he could have still won a trophy with them, really. Like Carabao Cup, FA Cup. I think he was a really good manager. Played lovely football, didn't park the bus. And I think they kind of failed Pochettino in that sense when they fired him. They should have given him more time in that sense. But I don't see anything.
Actually, I recall Poch getting a cup, right? It was the Audi Cup, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't count. That doesn't count, guys.
No, it counts, man. It counts. It's an Audi Cup.
Farmers Cup. But yeah, I don't see
Farmers Cup.
I don't see any future with Spurs and Mourinho. He did it. What Mourinho? I think the difference between Mourinho now and Mourinho at United is the fact that Mourinho won some trophies at United, but he's still the same toxic manager. He's losing the dressing room. Players are not going to play for him. Then he's going to get sacked and leave with a $20 million check at the end of the season. Then Spurs are in a shambles. Players want to leave. And I don't think Spurs can afford that right now because they need to stay at this level. And I say playing at this level, I mean top 4 or even Europa League because of their stadium. If they don't stay at this level, that stadium is going to take a huge toll on them for the next few years. And it's kind of, and I think as an Arsenal fan, that's kind of what I've seen like come to reality with. We moved to the Emirates in 2006. And since then, we've just been getting top 4. But now that I looked back on it, I'm like, that stadium was very expensive. And that top 4 spot was basically paying for it. Because in Champions League, we didn't really do anything. But just getting that Champions League money paid for that stadium. And if Spurs cannot do that over the next few seasons, it's going to be really, really tough for them to stay at this top level, in my opinion, with that stadium.
Yeah, I agree.
But that's just on Spurs and United. And when it comes to Arsenal, I really like Arteta, but I think the jury is out for him. He's made some rash decisions, and it's not only up to him. I think I see what he's building, but he also needs to get the players he wants in. Yes, he signed Gabriel, who is still very young, still getting the groove for the Premier League. Partey's been injured, unfortunately, still getting in. Willian was his signing. Didn't turn out how he wanted because he kind of wanted experience, quick impact. Didn't really turn out. But I think like John said, he's bringing in the youngsters. He's giving them, he's putting faith in them. And for the future, I can really see it. Like we basically don't have to spend money in some positions. Yeah. We have defenders. We have Saliba that's on loan. He's 20. We have Gabriel, who's 23. Holden is 25. Chambers is 25, I think. Tierney is 23. In midfield, we still have Guendouzi, who is 21. Partey is pretty old, but he's still a good player. On the wings, we have Saka, 19, Gabriel, 19, Emile Smith-Rowe, 20. We have Nelson, he's 20, I think 21, in Nketiah. So we have all these youngsters. So that's going to save us money down the line. And I think with the team we have, we should be a little higher up the table. But realistically, Arsenal, with the process we're going through and everything that's been going on with like the way we spend money, I think Arsenal are a mid-level team, a mid-table team. And I think most Arsenal fans are not living in reality, and they're like, well, with this team, we should be top 4. But they have to understand, like Josh said, it's a rebuilding phase. It's going to take time. And I always bring up this example with Liverpool, and people are like, well, Liverpool, it's not the same. Jurgen Klopp finished I think he finished 8th in his first season at Liverpool. He slowly built, he spent his money wisely. Arsenal don't spend their money wisely. Example, Pepe, 72 million. Should have never happened. They spent their money wisely and they built the team. He signed Robertson from, was it Hull City, for like 2 million?
Yeah.
People were like, what is he doing? Look at him now. Bargain. Probably one of the best left backs in the world. He signed Salah, who was a flop at Chelsea, and they're like, why is he signing? He wasn't proven in Premier League. Why are you signing him back? Arguably best winger in the league. Signed Mane. Even Mane was doing good at Southampton, but they're like, you're Liverpool. You're supposed to be signing the big names, you know? You're supposed to be spending 80, 70 million on wingers. Look at him now. He gave Henderson a shot. Henderson was supposed to leave Liverpool, but he trusted him. He got rid of the deadwood. He built it. He was patient. He grew that connection with the fans. They believed in him. They saw what he was doing. And look at them now. Champions League winners, Premier League winners after 30 years. And they're having a poor season, but he did that for them, you know? It was always going to catch up to them eventually, but you can see he could successfully say, I've done a rebuild. And now they're in the next phase where they have to top up that rebuild. I think Arsenal need to be smart with their money when it comes to that rebuild. And if we fire the manager, we're just going to go into this looping cycle where now we have players from the previous manager. The new manager will want his own players. And now you have players from 3 managers back that are still in the team. Because like, there's still players in Arsenal's team that were signed by Arsene Wenger. We have players that were signed by Unai Emery. And now we have Arteta players. That's 3 different coaches with their own players in the team. It's not going to work. Arteta needs to get his team. Yes, we should not be 9th, but realistically, that's the team we are, really. I did not expect much from Arsenal this season, really. Because I think Arteta overachieved last season with winning the FA Cup. I did not see that happening. And I think a spell outside of Europe, it would be better for Arsenal, but that's not realistic. You know, the squad we have, like, how are we going to fund that? You know, it's not realistic because I don't want us to be in the Champions League personally. Like, I can do with Europa another season because I don't want to get back into the Champions League just to get battered again. You know, we've seen that when we were in the Champions League. We played Bayern on 4 occasions. We got beat 5-1 on all 4. I don't want to see that. I want us to go back into the Champions League ready. So another season of Europa League is fine with me. So far, we're building in the right direction. And I think we are building in the right direction, but Arteta needs to learn from some of his mistakes and stop with the... I don't want to call it favoritism because he's an inexperienced manager playing experienced players. And he hopes his experienced players will show up for him, and they're not. Hence why we have to rely on the kids most of the time, which is very unfair to any kid coming through the ranks. Because like, look at Saka. He's basically been carrying Arsenal this season. He's 19. That's very unfair for him, and he's still developing. So I think that's why Arteta plays these experienced players, even though they let him down week in, week out, because he has to. He wants them to show up. Show me your experience, you know? I think that's what it is. And I think the summer is very important for Arsenal because we're going to get rid of some dead wood and hopefully bring in some good players and spend money, right? I think if we do that, we can finally see Mikel Arteta team. So I still have faith in him, but it's hard. It's hard, I'll say that.
Yeah, I think that's a really, really, really great take. Yeah, I think just the most important thing seems to be like the board being patient toward the manager, but also the board has to appoint a manager who has a vision to rebuild at the same time. Like Jose, he doesn't seem to be a manager that's gonna like rebuild all of a sudden. Like he's like a short-term, like trophy-winning manager, and yeah, like the board wanted him because they wanted trophies immediately, like what you said. But in terms of rebuilding, that's kind of the trade-off that the Spurs have to face now because they appointed Jose. So they're just in a tricky situation because they're not getting the results that they are hoping for. But yeah, that's the hard part about appointing a manager in the first place, and the fans have to just really just support the club no matter what. Like they don't have to support the manager all the time, but at least that they have to put the faith in their club if they're true fans, sticking with the hard time and stuff.
That is spot on, Josh. I agree with you. I think too many fans get attached to managers or players and have their favorites, And I think if it doesn't go for their favorites, you kind of get a divide in the fan base and gets really toxic. I think regardless, no player or manager is bigger than the football club. That's how I see it. If no player, and I stand by that, support the football club. Things might not be going great, but just support your football club. We might dance a lot, but like deep down, we really support our football club. Like if Arteta should leave now, I'll be grateful for him, but would I be like, well, we should have kept him, blah, blah, blah? No, he's not bigger than the football club. Got to support the football club. Whatever the club just got to support them and hope for the best, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I feel like there's just one player that is bigger than the football club for United, and his name is it's actually not Sir Alex. It's actually Jesse Lingard, man.
Lingardinho.
He's a legend. He's gonna play for us next season. He's gonna be our best player, better than Bruno Fernandes. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. He's probably gonna leave, to be honest, right?
Yeah, he might go to West Ham.
Yeah, honestly, he might. Yeah.
But yeah, this was one of the longer episodes. We had to show Josh some love, get his thoughts. Thanks for coming on, Josh. Yeah, and any closing remarks?
Well, first of all, I really appreciate you guys for inviting me. I really always wanted to just be a part of this podcast, and I'm just grateful that I've gotten the opportunity to just share my thoughts about football as a fellow American. Well, anyways. And also, personally, I'm thankful for June, who's always been like a good friend of mine, just always giving me some good updates about football as well. And I hope to continue to watch this podcast, support, and yeah, if you guys are willing to have me be a part of you guys again, just call me up. I'll join whenever. Thanks.
Thank you, Josh. I appreciate you as well. And yeah, it was a pleasure to have you on here, and would love to have you on here once again when the Man United is fighting the relegation battle.
So I'm never gonna happen. Sorry.
I'm just joking. But yeah, thanks guys. Make sure you hit that subscribe and like button, and we out here doing this for you guys. Idris, any closing remarks?
Thank you very much for coming on, Josh. It's always good to have a laugh with a United fan and band Spuds. You know them way there. But yeah, very grateful to have you on. Let us know when else you want to be on. Always good to have you on. So
appreciate it. Yep.
Yeah, thanks. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and we do this for y'all. And we'll be back again next week. So far, there's no international break because no one wants to watch fossil football.
Fossil football, no. All right, guys, we out. Peace.
Peace.